Hi there, and thank you for the kind introduction and for calling me here. Let me uncover the slides. So let's first get a couple of questions out of the way. Hands up please, how many of you identify yourself as creative artists or visual artists or designers or some sorts of these? Okay, we have some. That's nice. Then another question. Again, hands up please, anybody who has ever purchased any crypto token whatsoever. Okay, we have some. Not too many, but we have some. And I'm now very hopeful for asking the next question. By any chance, have you ever had an NFT in your crypto wallet? There are a couple. That's nice. Okay, so that was called data visualization. Let's clarify a bit what is this thing called NFT, or which is a short for words non-fungible tokens. You have heard about crypto tokens probably, most likely, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, most definitely, but there are like hundreds of others like that. They kind of are similar to stocks on the stock market. You can have one, you can have 3 stocks of something, you can have, perhaps on some markets you can have like 0 point something, you could have like 7 stocks of Microsoft or whatever. In the crypto world, they are called tokens, and you could have, let's say, you could have 1 Bitcoin, you could have 0.02 Bitcoins, you could have like 8.7 Bitcoins if you are lucky. Now, this is kind of like, it's like on the rational numeric scales. You can fractionize it, you can put them together, and so on. Now, this concept of non-fungible tokens is different from that in the sense that non-fungible token represents one single entity of something. You can't fractionize it, you can't like add them up and then have something bigger. You just have, let's say, 1 painting of Mona Lisa. You can't have like 0.35 paintings of Mona Lisa. You can't have like 7 paintings of Mona Lisa. You have only one that is original painting of Mona Lisa. And in terms of crypto art, that has been quite popular during the earlier this year. It is exactly trying to achieve that. You can somehow package your creation into one single token and make it valuable in some ways. It is not only limited to crypto, only limited to arts. There are actually visioned and experimented lots of different applications to that. We got also some hints from the previous presentation from Evelyn. There are projects trying to commercialize like lots of different objects with NFTs, but I'm here focusing only on the art experiments that have been done. You might have heard about some very hyper-expensive transactions happened during this year with these things. For example, there is a creation from an artist called People, or Mike Winkelmann, who had a project where he created one painting or some digital art every day, 5,000 days in a row, and then he collated it together into this huge picture and wrapped it into the NFT and had a auction on this and sold it for almost $70 million. Another example, a gaming studio called Larva Labs created a bunch of cyber characters called CryptoPunks and sold lots of them with really high values on auctions. And and the most expensive one was sold basically the same day as the previous example for $7.5 million, and currently is on the sale for with the asking price of $90.5 million. If you have some money, you could, if you can afford it, you can try to buy it. Even more weirder example, there is this famous Twitter tweet case. The CEO of and the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, packaged his own first ever tweet into an NFT token and sold it for almost $3 million. Let's zoom in how this thing happened, the last one. I tried to squeeze the entire bidding war for this Twitter tweet into one slide here, so sorry for the small font. So it seems that he had some experiment going on already in the December 2020, which got cancelled at some point. I don't know the reasons. But then when it opened again, everything happened basically in one single day, in March 6th, 2021. The bidding started really low at very affordable prices for a normal human beings, like $1, $5, $10, then suddenly $1,200, and so on and so on. And by the evening, the last bid was made at $2.5 million, because the bids were made using the Ethereum tokens. Those dollar values are actually estimated at those dates based on the Ethereum price. Then no more bids came in, and the final closure was a couple of weeks later at the evaluated dollar value of $2.9 million. This last increase in dollar value was because of Ethereum price increase during those days. So these are really exceptional freak accident kind of like examples. It is not a normal everyday life in for an average crypto enthusiast. Usually there are lots of people trying to also package their arts in some different environments that are available there. One of the most famous one is OpenSea.io. We have, for example, one local art shop, Tartu pood, is also did make some experimentation on the spring, but because they didn't like probably push it too hard in terms of like public awareness and these kinds of stuff, it actually doesn't go like that you put something out there and then it suddenly goes to the moon, as they used to say in the crypto world. There has been couple of purchases at 0.03 Ethereum price value, but that is actually the reality for most of the attempts if you surf around in the OpenSea. Now the question is there any sorts of middle ground to it? If you like put enough system thinking and effort into it, is it actually really systematically possible to put it work for you as an artist? Actually, it seems to me that there are. I have to be honest, I'm not an artist myself. I'm more like a tech geek, and my knowledge about this thing is kind of like a collateral damage because of messing around with cryptos in general. But I have seen, for example, different crypto platforms where artists could actually systematically work their way up there. And I have very little time here, so I will show only one example here. This example is a website called don'tbuymeme.com. It is a crypto project. They have a governance token called meme, M-E-M-E. You can buy memes, and they use it to operate artists' creation drops and auctions. And it seems to me that artists who have been able to get through their kind of like acceptance councils they have been systematically able to sell their auctioned creations for like, there is for example an example of 25 memes, 50 memes, and there are like tens more there at the same ballparks. There is one unfinished. I took this screenshot Tuesday. Somewhere Tuesday there was one auction was like ongoing, still ramping up, and one meme is currently trading at the price of. It is volatile, but currently it's somewhere like $500 or something like that. So multiply that by this number of memes, and you can guess how much this artist is going to earn at the successful auction there. So and these things are then also linked to for example, to the OpenSea's platform. So you can manage those NFTs. Art wrapping NFTs over there, and you can start using these kinds of tools and methods. You can start building up your awareness and the presence. So the thing is that if you your art will be successful. It's probably not similar to any other business. Your art is going to be successful if people know about your stuff. They are aware about your works, and they also are aware that other people are aware about your works. So they have to believe that whatever they put into your art as a bid in the auction, they have to believe also that there is probably somebody who is willing to pay even more for that. It's kind of like an investor's thinking. So, in a nutshell. It is these NFTs is just kind of like a technological platform which enables kind of like very rapid communications. Things happen there really fast. If you break through, things happen fast, but you still have to perform your work. You still have to put an effort to perform the art, to create it. You still have to struggle for the spotlight. However, as long as you get those things covered, because of this crypto thing is being global, the potential for the attention and any success coming from that is really huge, and it kind of like takes away dependencies of physical obstacles. People don't have to travel to your kind of like shops or wherever you otherwise work, and everything goes quickly, and this whole phenomenon is getting more and more popular. More people are kind of like figuring it out, coming to explore those different crypto corners, and also those NFT spaces and stuff. So this is just growing. There are also some technical things that you would have to gain some comfortability, or you have to be comfortable with when working with this. I don't have like time to give kind of like a hands-on lecture on how it all happens, but I'm just throwing here the keywords that you could look up and try to figure it out. You have to be comfortable with setting up and maintaining your non-custodial crypto wallets, because those things are happening using this. You have to be comfortable buying cryptos from some central exchange and sending them to your non-custodial wallets. For example, you would have to have some, let's say, if you interact with OpenSea, you would have to have an Ethereum-based wallet. You would have to have some legal amount of Ethereum in order to pay for the transaction fees and these kinds of stuff. You have to be comfortable with swapping between tokens on some decentralized exchanges, for example Uniswap or SushiSwap or these kinds of stuff, where in case of this don't buy meme example, you would have to be able to swap between meme and Ethereum tokens, for example. And then, as also the previous speaker mentioned, security. You have to be able to avoid getting hacked. You would have to be able to avoid getting scammed. You would have to be able to avoid losing your keys. Even if you are not hacked or scammed, if you lose your keys to your wallet, everything is gone anyways. So these kinds of things that you have to be also comfortable with. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I'm more than glad to ask.
Thank you, Asko. I actually have a question of my own. So I've heard about this NFT, and I assume many people shared this sentiment that I was shocked that something could go for this much money this fast. So I'm thinking, you mentioned the security and the fact how you can lose everything just by losing your keys. Has there been a theft in the kind of like, let's say someone paints the next digital Mona Lisa and I pay a couple of tens of millions for it, and it's on my hard drive or on my computer. Is it possible to like hack in and download the file and now I no longer have it?
These things happen pretty frequently in crypto world, and the most, I would say, the most prominent ways to lose your stuff to the hackers or scammers is that you just get scammed, you get greedy on something, you trust some promises on some unverified sites, and you interact with your wallet with them, but those kind of like smart contracts are actually malicious, and they drain something out of your wallets. The other way is that your computer gets compromised. You have this, let's say, MetaMask wallet installed in your browser, but some crypto-aware virus might figure out the private keys from there and basically draw everything from your wallets. The ways to cope with this one is like hardware wallets. Just keep your private keys outside of those vulnerable environments and then maintain the security this ways.
Okay, so I understand like the human factor is always the most dangerous one.
This is the prevalent factor.
Okay, well, thank you. Let's have another big applause for Asko.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.